What's wrong with Wendy's? I'll explain on this fast food minute. Now, you've heard of Wendy's. It's a fast food chain with a irreverent account on the social media site formerly known as Twitter. The company is just coming off one of the worst years in its history. That includes an 11.3% decline in same store sales in the fourth quarter. Wendy's has not reported a sales result that low in at least 20 years. Wendy's blamed those sales results on a lack of marketing, the delayed launch of a new line of chicken sandwiches, and difficult comparisons because it had a strong quarter a year ago. But this chart, which looks at sales on a 2 year basis, shows just how much Wendy's sales have deteriorated regardless of the marketing going on. In short, the company is losing a lot of customers. Wendy's is now closing 300 to 350 of its restaurants, which will be the second straight year that Wendy's will have done this. It is also giving some of its franchisees the right to stop serving breakfast. Both are a big deal. Wendy's only added breakfast back in 2020, and if it decides to pull back even at some locations, customers may not necessarily know whether its restaurants serve breakfast or not, and that could hurt sales further. That also means franchisees are struggling enough that the company is giving them the ability to stop serving a day part that executives for years have called important. The closures, meanwhile, could mean that by the end of this year, Wendy's may lose its status as the country's second largest burger chain to Burger King, which a couple of years ago had serious problems of its own with large bankrupt franchisees. Wendy's interim CEO, Ken Cook, blamed the company's struggles on its focus on short term sales, saying that we got away from what made Wendy's great and we focused too much on sales overnight.
So Wendy's is closing about 300 to 350 stores nationwide. And people are trying to come up with all these reasons why Wendy's is closing. Wendy's is closing of the reason of the lower income and neighborhoods are no longer profitable. The lower income neighborhoods don't have money anymore. They don't have the SNAP benefits. As you know, some of these fast food chains were able to still get programs where people can use their EBT SNAP benefits at these chains. Now that is gone. So now what they see now is that the lower income neighborhoods are no longer profitable. We can't make money off of them. Simply put, that's how they're saying it. That's what they're doing. They're closing these stores are in lower income neighborhoods. It's because it's not worth it anymore. That's the reason why you see Kroger's closing. That's the reason why you see Chipotle saying we only want to work with and serve to higher echelon people. Lower income neighborhoods are no longer profitable because of the change of the SNAP benefits. That's what it is. It's not about all these other things pointing to this and this and this. It's because they can't make money off the hood no more. That's the reason. If you really think about it, ever since Trump came in here and you had our RFK come in and changing all these things, changing all these rules, that took away their revenue. That was an extra revenue that they depended on, and that's the reason why you see these places in the hood. It's only in the hood if they were able to take money and make money off of them. That's the reason why you saw all these restaurants saying we take EBT as well. These fast food chains were taking advantage of that, but now they can't. So what they're doing, they're restructuring. They're saying, you know what? Since we can't be in the hood, since we can't make money off the hood, since the hood is too dangerous, now the hood don't have any type of money. We're not making any money, so we're gonna get out of there. That's the reason why Wendy's is closing down 300 to 350 stores. That's the reason why you look at Kroger's and they're closing up a lot of stores. And Walmart's closing up stores too, but it's no longer profitable to be in the hood. Now all these fast food chains, fast food places are now saying we want to have better quality of food so we can charge a premium price and we can be in the suburbs and neighborhoods that we don't have to worry about robberies, killings, and all of that. They're just structuring. They're going where the money is going. This is why when people were getting upset about the SNAP benefits getting cut off and all this stuff, it wasn't the people. It was the corporations. It was the grocery chains. It was the fast food restaurants. They were making so much money off of the SNAP benefits. I'm telling you, check it, look it up. It has nothing to do with, obviously, yes, sales are declining, but the reason why the sales are declining is because the SNAP benefits are no longer coming to them. They're not getting that extra bread that they relied on. Why else would you be in the hood? The hood has robbing, it has homelessness, it has people that are just not there all the way. Why else would you put your store or put your restaurant or put your fast food spot in the hood? It's if you're making money off the hood. What this shows, all these restaurants closing, all these restaurants restructuring, it shows that the hood is no longer profitable, so we're not going to be there. We're going to go back to the suburbs. We're going to be a premium product so we can charge a premium price because now we have to legit make money now off of people who spending their hard-earned dollar now. You're going to see more deals. You're going to see better food, better quality, because now they're not in the hood anymore. So now they have to make sure they have a quality product. And if they don't, they will lose any more money.
It's also worth pointing out that this is a tough time for the fast food business, and consumers are broadly cutting back on dining out. And if they're
Mhm.
going to some chains more often for a new product or promotion, they might visit others less often. Both McDonald's and Burger King just reported relatively strong quarters, as did Taco Bell, and that could be eating into Wendy's business. But there's also this: Wendy's as a company has gone through a lot of upheaval over the past couple of years. In 2023, Wendy's restructured its corporate office, and then in early 2024, decided to replace a relatively successful CEO in Todd Penegor with a former Pepsi executive in Kirk Tanner. 1 month later, Tanner told investors that the company planned to use dynamic pricing, which means it
Mm.
might raise prices at busy periods, and that created a firestorm which forced Wendy's to ultimately walk it all back.
That's what happens when you have bad management. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Got rid of the successful CEO, brought in another CEO who's going to do dynamic pricing. Dynamic pricing is it costs $1.99 during hours that not a lot of people are there, but once it gets crowded, it goes up to $3.99. Greed, greed ends businesses too. So they got self-inflicted wounds and self-inflicted actions, and in combination with the benefits going down, that's the reason why Wendy's is in the position that it is. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Why would you do dynamic pricing? Also, too, don't forget you got people now on Zipic. Now you got easy access and it's cheaper to get on that stuff. People ain't hungry anymore. Also, too, though, quality of food. And also two prices, right? Wendy's, McDonald's, Burger King, those used to be the cheap spots. You used to get a 4 for 4 from Wendy. You used to feed a whole family on $5. Now those 4 for 4s ain't 4 for 4s. So now your pricing is the same as Shake Shack's, in and out. Shit, it's more money than if you go to Chili's. They just lost their way. They were trying to sell at premium prices, but a terrible product, and that's the reason why they're closing down.
Wendy's survived that controversy, but by last July, Tanner decided to leave to take a job at Hershey so he could work in an industry he knows better than restaurants. The burger chain has been left without a permanent CEO ever since. That kind of upheaval and change is difficult for any company, but particularly one operating at a time like this. I'm Jonathan Mays, and this was Fast Food Minute.
So what we see from Wendy's, and it goes to any business, right? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. If you're being successful, don't change the CEO, don't change the staff, don't change management, don't bring in new ideas. Keep it going. Make your product better. Also, too, don't depend on just one revenue source. Feel like they depend heavily on the SNAP benefits, making money off of the hood. They depend on that, and they try to up those prices and be greedy, and it bit them back in the butt. But at the end of the day, what we see and what I love, the fact is, we don't have people getting access to money to frivolously spend at these restaurants. And now these restaurants are forced to have a better product and be in better areas. Let me know your thoughts about this in the comments below. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel. I appreciate you guys locking in with me. Tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description below. Also, what we have is a No Filter Morning Show, Monday through Friday, 10:21 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Make sure you lock in. I appreciate you guys, and I'm out.